Greta Thunberg is incorporating. Now, you might think that I'm facetiously referring to my hit documentary, Greta Inc., which you can find at gretainc.com, where I expose the lies behind Greta Thunberg and the people behind her. No, Greta Thunberg has actually incorporated. She's created a Clinton Foundation-like nonprofit, and she hasn't told us about it until now, and it's not clear why she's finally come out with this little factoid. She buried it in a huge information dump where she claims that people are using her name and her face to sell products, to market, and to, well, you guessed it, collect money. And she doesn't want to miss out on that. No, Greta Thunberg has been using this foundation to collect money, even though she said she would never do anything of the sort. And just now we're finding out about it. Now, Greta Thunberg started this information dump by saying that she is trademarking her name. She's trademarking School Strike for Climate, and she's striking Fridays for Future. Now, keep in mind, she's certainly in this for the climate. She's not in this for the money at all. You gotta believe her. She's been so trustworthy in the past. Now, she says that she has absolutely no interest, and the other school strikers have absolutely no interest in trademarks. This is just something that has to be done. You understand, don't you? If Greta Thunberg doesn't have a Clinton Foundation all to herself, she just can't keep doing what she's doing. Now, I was a little bit confused by this post because it reminded me of a previous post of hers on Facebook. Greta Thunberg said that people love to spread rumors about her, but she's not a part of any organization at all, and it's going to remain that way. She says, of course it will stay this way. Well, Greta, you lied, didn't you? I wonder if this foundation was set up when you posted this, and now you're just trying to get out ahead of the gate on this one. She says that she's not met one single climate activist who's fighting for the climate for money. Oh, but you are, Greta, aren't you? You just admitted it. You said this in part 3 of your information dump, saying that it's just something that's needed for handling money, book royalties, donations, prize money, etc. You wouldn't understand. It's for taxes, actually. We have to pay those before we can give our money to a third party. Now, lots of people were assuming already that Greta Thunberg had big money behind her, big green money from the likes of Ingmar Renshag. He's the individual who found Greta Thunberg in the first few minutes of her very first school strike. Oh, and he just happened to be a financial investment specialist and public relations guru. Don't mind that, though. This was all a coincidence. Now, Greta says in her Facebook post that she has not received any money or any promise of future payments in any form at all. And she says that she travels with permission from her school and that her parents pay for her tickets and her accommodations. Now, that information would be supported by my own interview with Greta Thunberg's father in Edmonton. Listen to this.
So will you be disclosing your finances? Will you be telling us who is paying for your trip, your Tesla, and bringing you to our country in the middle of an election?
Thank you very much. I'm paying?
You're paying for everything. You pay for the Tesla?
No one's paying for the Tesla. You bought the Tesla for free.
Borrow the Tesla for free from New York.
Yeah, from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Now, ignore the bit about the Tesla donated by the super rich Arnold Schwarzenegger. Greta's father says that he's paying for everything. Now, we don't know if we can trust that because we can't trust anything coming out of Greta's family's mouths. Is Greta's father paying for that with money coming into the foundation that we've only been told about now? Now, Greta says in the same Facebook post that there's nobody behind her except for herself and that her parents were as far from climate activists as possible before she made them aware of the situation. Now, this is interesting because this was posted before we found out that everything on Greta Thunberg's official Facebook page was actually posted from Greta Thunberg's father's personal Facebook account. You didn't think we'd find that one out, did you, Greta? You go on to say that you sound and write like an adult, and that to that you can only say, don't you think that a 16-year-old can speak for herself? Well, not really, Greta. We've seen you without a script.
Also, can I ask you, do you think it's about time that President Trump would respond to what you have said today?
I think... I'm sorry, what was the first question?
What's the message you would like to send to our leaders by doing what you are doing?
I think what we want to send is... The message we want to send is to say that we have had enough. And anyone else wants to ask that question? I can't speak on behalf of everyone.
Now look, we know that Greta is a liar. This Facebook post and Instagram post confirm it. How long has Greta been accepting financial contributions without disclosing it? Greta has said repeatedly that her parents pay for everything and she doesn't take any money whatsoever. But it's all a lie. Greta Thunberg now has a Clinton Foundation-style organization behind her, and we don't know who is paying her. We don't know what third parties she's going to give this money to. She says that this foundation's aim is going to be to promote ecological, climatic, and social sustainability. Oh, and it's going to promote mental health as well. We know how much Greta likes to promote mental health after all. Now, I don't like being lied to, but I certainly don't like being lied to by the eco-elites of the world, people who may be profiting off of the work that they're doing to mislead the world and mislead the youth of the world into thinking that they're going to die in 8 years. For Greta, I have one question. How dare you? If you want to see more of the work that we're doing here at Rebel News to expose Greta Thunberg and the people behind her, both on the ground in Stockholm, Sweden, here in studio, and around the world, wherever Greta Thunberg goes, go to gretainc.com. For Rebel News, I'm Cian Bexte. Thank you so much for watching our Greta Thunberg coverage here at Rebel News. To stay up to date with everything that we're doing, both on the ground in Stockholm, Sweden, and around the world, go to gretainc.com.